Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Today we're here for episode number 106 of Goattville Updates, and hard to believe it's already episode 106, but here we are. We're not in the city today. We're going to be working outside of it. The main idea of today's video, we're going to be working on this little neighborhood, which is just outside of the city, right around where the spawn is. It's a neighborhood which I set up probably 3 years ago, and I've added a couple houses, every now and again, but haven't really filled it out since then. So I think what we could do for this video is fill it in with at least the frameworks of all the houses. We can get to the interiors a little bit later, but I think it'd be nice if we can fill all of this stuff out. So I got some plans for the houses that we can build and how all of this is going to look in the end. But before we get into that, so let's go and cover what we did since the last episode. Over here on the other side of the city, here we have this small little block of apartments that I was working on just by all the main line of skyscrapers. And I think in the previous video I had just sort of built the facades of all of these, just the front parts of all of them. But since then I've gone through and I've added a little bit more to the general structure of all of them. They're still not complete, especially not on the interior. They're still very much completely empty. But around the outside I've made it so that it looks like it's complete. It looks a little bit flatter than I would have wanted it to be, but I'm not too sure exactly how else I would have it. I think the only reason why it looks so unusual here in this spot is because this spot has been empty for such a long time that I'm just not used to seeing anything here. But I think with time it will sort of begin to look right. I think these buildings are pretty nice. They fit rather well in here. They're just something different. I think that could work pretty well. The remainder of the city may have sort of a similar look to that. We're not going to go with so much of the modern look for the skyscrapers, especially not in like the main skyscraper part of the whole city. But as for now, this is just sort of how they're going to stay. I still got to put in this little part right here. I'm just thinking of putting in like a little garden or something. I think that would have been nice. But aside from that, the interiors are still going to take a while before we can get those done, just because it's going to be some intricate work, especially because some of the floors down here at the lower levels vary in their height, so it's going to be a bit more tough to do any of the copy-paste that we usually do. But yeah, that's basically what we've gotten for the city so far. Let's go back to where we were going to build for today. And here's the neighborhood right over here, right aside from the main island of the city. And I got a couple images lined up for what I'm going to reference as I'm building these houses. Just some random modern houses that I found off of Google Images. I don't want to make them exactly the same way that I found them. I want to do at least something mildly unique. But I'll show you a couple of the images right now that I'll sort of reference as I'm building a couple of these houses. And I'll sort of go through, build each one, and yeah, just take a little tour as we go through each one of them. And here is the first house that we have built. It's just the exterior of it. There's no inside. There's nothing that we've built out here, but we'll get around to that relatively soon. It stands out a whole lot compared to the other ones, but a lot of the other houses are going to be something similar to this. We're going to try going with somewhat different color than just the typical black and white standard modern look to it all. Still going to try and do something similar to those for the remainder of these, but since this is one of the ones at the very front, I think we can go a little bit bigger with this one. And yeah, this is basically what the first house looks like. I guess I can do a little bit of a flyby around. I think I did relatively well with it. It's been a while since I've built a house, but I think once we add some more details to it, it's going to look really good. And yeah, this is the first house. Well, let's add some details to it and move on to the next one. And here's how it turned out. It's amazing just how much better a house can appear when you just add some vegetation around it. So yeah, I just went around, added all the details around it, and some bamboo on the side. Thought that was a unique choice. They're in a little bit of a backyard, nothing too much there, and then yeah, around here in the front, just threw some plants around, set up the driveway and everything. Interior still not complete, but we're not going to get around to that just yet. I wanted to sort of fill up this neighborhood, just see how it all looked before I went and added in all of the smaller details. And yeah, this is how the first house turned out. Then we're going to have not so much a fence or a big space, but rather like a little forest in between. And here's the second house that I've put up. I was in a bit of a rush to make this video, so I didn't really show the whole process of me making it, but it's based off of this one. You can see right here, it's another Minecraft style one, and it's I sort of copied it a whole lot closer. It's not exact, but still pretty close. And just to give it a sort of a distinct look to the rest of them. All the other ones I sort of based off of actual houses or by my own designs. This one's more traditional Minecraft modern house. I think that was a nice little bit of variance to add to this. The front yard's looking a little bit empty, so I may have to add a little bit more in there. Added the obligatory random sculpture in there in the front. Didn't really feel like the garage would make it the right size. I'm trying to keep it all rather consistent. I think adding another garage on the side, even if it was just a little bit, would be a bit too much, so I just threw this little thing on the side. I think it fits rather well. And then interior is going to be a little bit challenging because it's such an obscure shape. Like, it has a lot of thin stuff, especially on the second floor. It's going to be weird trying to fit in any rooms in here, so it's going to be rather small, but I think it might be able to make it work. Maybe just one bedroom. And then around the back, still added somewhat of a custom backyard. Only have this half filled in. This one's gone for the more botanical side of things. I thought this was just like a nice little touch to add to it. I think I might add some more unique backyards to some of the rest of these, each with their own theme. I think that could be quite fun. And yeah, it looks like we just gotta add a couple more houses going along there. We're not gonna have a lot of space over here for some other houses, so probably just one more there, another one, probably a bigger one over here at the end, and then I think just maybe one more somewhere along this side. So maybe we could try fitting in one there. Actually, I'm not too sure if there'd be enough space for that. So yeah, I think we only would have like 2 more to do, and then touch up this side, and this neighborhood would be finished, which is crazy to think about because I started this several years ago, and just only now it's being finished. And yeah, after that, I think we might move on to another part of the world as usual. I'm going to only be coming back to the city and the stadium every now and again, just to keep things fresh on the channel, fresh as I'm building here in Minecraft. It gets a bit tiring just having to focus on one thing like the stadium for almost 8 months. So yeah, I think it'd be nice to change things around a little bit. Hopefully I can get some more videos out sooner. But I say that all the time, and let's see if that actually comes true. Yeah, that'll be it for this episode. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!